here's your heads up to this 5-minute quickie. As usual, it's not a 5-minute quickie. It's a little bit longer. It lasts about, 12 or 13 minutes. But it's all about learning at an unconscious level to change the way you feel, behave in certain contexts. You just want to explore the little things you want to change, because little things, baby steps, grow to wonderful changes. And those ripples of change go farther and wider, as we always say, than you'll ever imagine. Have a listen to this quick intro, or if not, if you're used to it, skip forward about a minute and a half and let's get into this show. See you soon. Bye. Hey, this is the FMQ, the 5-Minute Quickie podcast, which is the 5-minute version of the Unplugged Personal Development podcast. And my name is Paul Clough, and it's here to help you be the person you really are, get you to change. Because if you don't change, nothing in your world will change. You have to be the change you want to see in yourself and others. That's all there is to it. And we're going to do this until we get there. So if you're up for this little adventure of learning how to de-hypnotize yourself with hypnosis, with NLP, with all other kinds of processes, then come on this adventure with me and just learn to shine. There's longer podcasts which help you shine even brighter with more stuff, but this is snippets to get you thinking, to give you little gems. And I really hope that you're going to listen and enjoy every moment. So we get your heart beating in a way that you enjoy that every heartbeat. Okay, so let's go live with passion and have a listen.
Warning. 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 You are entering into the unplugged mind of Paul Clough. Too late. Personal Development Unplugged.
Hey, there you are again, and here I am again, and another 5-minute quickie. And I want to talk about root causes, the root cause of an issue, because I always think unconscious minds begin at a particular place, an event happens, and with the wisdom and experience that you have at that particular time, your unconscious mind sets up a process, a behavior, an emotion, a belief, for the best of possible intentions to try to help you, protect you, do things for you. And this is, what I'm going to talk about now is for small things in your life. Because obviously if it's something that's bigger and you need help with, I really suggest that you find somebody, a therapist, someone like me, but someone who I would prefer hypnosis, NLP and timeline therapy to help you on a one-to-one basis. I mean, that's what I do. That's how I work with people, Skype, Zoom, and one-to-one in the person. But I'm talking about, we all seem to think we know when things started, especially things like phobias and things like that. And trouble is, most of the time you don't, because if you did know, you'd realize that exactly what I've just said, that when it happened, with the wisdom and experience that you had at that particular time, it was the only way you could react. But between then and now, you've got a wealth of experience, a wealth of emotions, beliefs, behaviors that you could call upon to be different and get the same intention for your unconscious mind to be safe or things like that, but behave in a different way that was comfortable to you and keep the intention. And I'll give you a couple of clues. And they really come from 2 clients that I worked with, both phobias, and one was spiders. And this lady knew exactly when this spider phobia started. She knew it was when she was chased at school by some boys with a spider. That's when she knew. So there, that was the root cause. Now, if I'd have worked on that root cause, it may have gone. But that wasn't the root cause, you see. Because as we were working, and what tends to happen is little memories come up, she also remembered way before that time that she saw her grandfather, big, strong granddad, coming down the stairs, as white as a sheet, shaking. Because guess what? What had he seen? He'd seen a spider. And she, because she loved her granddad, and because granddad looked after her, Well, if he was frightened of spiders, her unconscious mind said, I've got to too. And literally, just knowing that began to change the whole thing about spiders. Because intellectually she knew spiders in England, the UK, don't hurt us. Not our natural ones anyway. And therefore, just a little bit of work, bam, phobia gone. Another lady came to see me about a phobia for needles because she wanted some injections to have her inoculations or whatever it is to go abroad. Now, she knew exactly when this phobia started, again, and she knew why, because her mum told her so. Mums know best, don't they? You see, her mum knew that when she was at school, and I don't know if it's the same in all the different countries, but at a certain age you have to have this special needle test and things like that. And that was when she really freaked out about needles. And that was the start of this needle phobia. Now, I had to think, maybe it's not, because we don't know the cause. Most of the time we don't know, because it's an unconscious thing. And our unconscious mind, as I always keep saying, with the wisdom and experience it had at that time, sets up this fear, this silly fear, just to protect you. And then, when something happens which is more significant, more emotional, that's the one you remember. So it's just before that, the smallest of ones. You see, with her, it wasn't that time at school. In fact, it was when she was quite young. She was in hospital. She was about to have an injection. She wasn't frightened. It didn't hurt. But just at the moment that needle was to go into her skin, next door, in the next cubicle, a little lad was having some grommets fitted in his ears. And he screamed just as that needle went in. And the unconscious mind went, noise, needle, wow, this has got to be frightening. Don't like needles. And again, just knowing and understanding that consciously and unconsciously, suddenly realise, well, actually, no, that's so understandable why I would set up this irrational fear. That's all it is. And it's a rational fear of needles, injections. And then a little bit of work to let it go, to learn from it even more at the unconscious level. And it just disappeared. So, how can you use this little bit of information? And as I said before, little precursor to all of this is we can explore this, explore what's happening, but just make sure this is not a significant emotional thing in your life. So, if you're feeling a little frustrated, if you're feeling a little bit nervous, things like that, maybe just not feeling exactly the way you want to do. This is what we can do. We can just ask our unconscious mind. We can just ask it. Sometimes you might need a Jenny journal. Sometimes you just need to sit quietly, but just ask. Ask your unconscious mind. What could it learn from the root cause of this feeling, this emotion? And in fact, what can it learn from this root cause and keeping it away from your conscious mind? Because it's the learnings that are important, not you consciously understanding. So let's just ask, what could you, my unconscious mind, learn from the root cause of this emotion, this negative emotion? And then, when you've learnt those positive learnings, realize I have so many resources, skills, experiences to allow these learnings to make me feel X when I'm doing whatever it is you're doing. You see, in that way, we keep the intention and get it a better way. And you can actually ask your unconscious mind, how can I keep the intention that you're doing for me so positively and get the result in a comfortable way? Now, you can sit down with your Jenny journal. You can ask those questions. I'll repeat them again in a minute. Or you could maybe use a hypnosis track. And I had a quick flick through the hypnosis tracks I've done, and there's a couple you could probably use by asking this question in that hypnosis process. And the two I found were, one was number or hashtag 82.1, going to a quiet place in your mind, because that's where you can go in that quiet place and just ask this question with your internal voice. What can you learn? What can you, my unconscious mind, learn from this negative feeling, keeping it away from my conscious mind, and learn from it? And once you've learnt, realize I have so many other resources. So how can I keep this intention and get the result a better way, a comfortable way, or a way you feel would be good to feel? The other one was hashtag 44.1, which was all about deep thinking. And I know in each one of those there's a bit of time that we give to that deep thinking. So you could use those. All you have to do is go to paulcloughonline.com/podcast. Get a lovely little email from me going, yay, but you also get instant access to all those past hypnosis tracks. Pick one of those two. And if you need to, write down what I've just said, and I'll repeat it even one more time. So what can you, my unconscious mind, learn from this? Keeping all these learnings at the unconscious level, away from my conscious mind. And then realize I have so many resources, experiences and skills to allow, with these learnings, to feel comfortable and keep the intention. How can I keep the intention and get it a better way, a comfortable way, or words to that effect? And I know if you do that, I mean, even in that hypnosis, if you wrote those down, you could open your eyes in the hypnosis, read them again, and then close your eyes and allow yourself to drift down again. It happens so easily because you can open your eyes in hypnosis. Man, everyone does. Well, they don't, not everyone, but you can do. It's no problem. So there you go. Just finding out these little things will help you tweak your life. Because these are the little things, remember, not the big things, but just tweaking these little things. And when you learn from it, you'll just suddenly realize that you're changing. You're changing in wonderful ways. Now, this is sort of a 5-minute quickie and not quite a longer podcast, but I think it was worth it. You know, I've repeated a few things because they're important, but just do what you feel is safe and comfortable to do. Okay. Just enjoy, use this as fun, because if you use it as fun and be comfortable where you're doing it, no problem at all, because it's all kept at the unconscious level. Therefore, consciously, you won't know what those learnings are. You won't know that root cause. Therefore, all you want to do is experience the wonderful result of keeping the intention and getting the result in a better way. And if you really wanted to, if you thought about that feeling you're getting and the context you're getting them in your Jenny journal, you could actually make a note of how you think intellectually, consciously, would be better to feel or react or behave or believe. And you could write those down just so you can remember them. Because if you keep it all in your head, poof, like wishes, they disappear. But if you write it down, they become dreams and goals and reality. Because that's what we do. So have more fun than you can stand doing this. It's great fun. And it's a learning curve. So there you go. Please let me know how you get on. A little email will suffice just to give a little bit of feedback. paul@paulclough.co.uk. All right. So I'm off now. A little bit of an outro coming up your way. Have a listen. It's all good fun. Bye-bye now. Just a quick note before you go. There's about 3 compliments you could pay me, and don't pay me. And they're this. The first, and they're all equal, is sharing this podcast into this integrated field of learning. Share it to everybody. If you could just pass on the word, pay it forward. That would be absolutely brilliant. Secondly, if there's anything that you need, anything you'd like me to talk about, any issues that you'd like a process for, send me an email, paul@paulclough.co.uk. Everything remains anonymous. So, and I'm going to do my very, very best to find out the things that you need. And thirdly, do have a little look at paulcloughonline.com. I know I bang on about this, but it's my little bit of trying to sponsoring this show. It has 2 wonderful, I believe they're wonderful programs. One is letting go of anxiety in your life. And the first 5 days of that are absolutely free. You might even let go of the anxiety on the 5th day. You never know. It can happen. It does happen. The second one is creating supreme inner confidence in yourself. Inner confidence, not overconfidence. There's a couple of paid-for hypnosis tracks. There are a number, and they're designed in a special way. And then, of course, you've got all the free hypnosis. You just have to put /podcast at the end of that. So it's paulcloughonline.com/podcast. And there's all the free hypnosis that I've done on this podcast. That's where you find them. They're all together and they're all downloadable just for you. They're the 3 things. If there's anything else I've forgotten, please add it in. Okay. I'm going to look forward to speaking to you next time, hopefully with the input from yourself, so we can speak about the things that we both need and love and share. Bye-bye now.
Warning, you are now leaving the unplugged mind of Paul Clough. It's time to fly on your own. Be brave, my friend.
Personal Development Unplugged.